breaking, Soros devises nasty plot against America. This is evil, by William Widener for Christian News Alerts. Last weekend was the conclusion of a three-day fall donor conference held by the liberal organization Democracy Alliance. The event, held at La Costa Resort in Carlsbad, California, hosted famous progressivists, all with the goal of resisting President Trump. As expected, anti-American billionaire and co-founder of Democracy Alliance, George Soros, was involved in the event. As Fox News reported, Democracy Alliance conference documents outlined the goals and steps in the group's resistance efforts, along with details of their strategy. Part of the strategy, spurred by Soros and his abundant donations, is to heavily fund the campaign of liberal progressive prosecutors, an effort that will be ramped up in 2018. The conference focused in part on the importance of prosecutor races, a section of which was hosted by Soros. The event included an early peek at more than 30 hot races taking place in 2018 in key battleground states. Progressive prosecutors are winning from Florida to Pennsylvania, Texas to Illinois, the conference documents read. Bold reform candidates have been propelled by movement players and driven record voter turnout of African Americans, Latinos, and millennials, and are shifting the political narrative. The conference held at a posh resort for the ultra-wealthy also hosted other big-name liberals: Nancy Pelosi, Governor Tom Wolf, Amy Klobuchar, Ben Ray Lujan, Governor-elect Ralph Northam were among some of the headlining speakers. Other special guests and speakers included failed political candidate Sandra Fluke, CNN contributor Van Jones, and Center for American Progress CEO Neera Tanden. The Democracy Alliance is an organization co-founded by Soros and serves as a secretive network of ultra-wealthy progressive liberals. The organization decides on other like-minded groups and causes which they direct their donations to. Last year, Soros directed over $3 million of his own funds to at least seven local district attorneys' races in 6 states, focusing on Black and Hispanic candidates with progressive agendas like Soros's. He spent additional funds through the state super PACs and national groups, all named Justice and Public Safety or some variation of the name. He began the effort in 2015 as a way to overhaul the justice system. Look at really, and this guy is still, walking around doing this stuff. Overhaul our Justice Department? Yeah, because they haven't arrested you yet. An example of his efforts was seen this August when it was reported that Soros directed nearly $1.7 million to the local PAC to support the campaign of a district attorney in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Philadelphia Justice and Public Safety PAC was intended to back progressive district attorney candidate Larry Krasner. The Republican candidate, Beth Grossman, said it was disturbing for Soros, an outsider who lacks knowledge of public safety issues, to throw such huge funds behind her opponent. So you have that kind of agenda along with George Soros, and suddenly the role of the DA's office is not to conduct a grand social experiment. It is to enforce the law of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania justly and fairly, and to protect the constitutional rights of everybody, victims, witnesses, as well as those accused of crimes, Grossman said. She continued, Soros blows into town. He dumps millions of dollars into this. There are voters. I don't know whether he pays them or whether they come from who come in and try to get people to the polls and pass out literature and then they leave town. I have concerns if he gets elected, my opponent. I don't want us to turn into a Baltimore. I don't want us to turn into a Chicago. It's really disturbing. We have one of the finest public defenders offices in the country. We don't need two. Soros's efforts were successful in Philadelphia and other key areas, and progressive Democrats have already taken their seats as district attorneys, where their dangerous ideologies will transfer through every case they decide. These situations will be more prevalent if George Soros increases his efforts. As he's promised, he must be stopped. You know, he must be stopped. I mean, what's everybody doing? Allowing this guy to run rampant in America and trying to take it down from within? I mean, there should be some kind of a legal thing to get him out. I mean, really, he should be behind bars for all he's done in his life. And he's still, but notice evil is still walking around, you know? I mean, it's unreal. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.